Hello everyone. We all start our From Software journey somewhere. I started mine heavy rolling through the Covenant of Champions and Dark Souls 2 on the Xbox 360 at 99% equip load with the biggest weapons I could find. So here we are in Elden Ring with a deliberate heavy rolling build. Bullfrog. We are at room level 60 and this this guy will kind of show the ups and downs of hyper armor and yeah, because as you can see he's starting Rivers of Blood and I can just R1 right through it because hyper armor is absolutely ridiculous in Elden Ring, or at least in my opinion. And as you can see, because knowing that I'm heavy rolling, as you can see there, I just ate that entire Ash of War. Because I knew that I was not going to be able to reasonably roll out of it. So, despite having the potential to be a frustrating experience, if you go into this type of a build knowing what you're trying, you can have a lot of fun, and it can be a really good exercise in when to trade, and also like how to space. Like, I know spacing is not my grand forte, but like it really helps on whether or not you go forward and engage, or whether or not you try and stay away, because really you only have one roll, and that's about it, because otherwise they can catch you really easily. Now this is what I'd say more of a more efficient duel setup with one-handed curved sword and spells, especially with the chilling mist there, rather than Rivers of Blood guy, who's like kind of just hoping Corpse Piler and the other bleed stuff would take care of things, where this person is actually spacing more using Carrion Slicer and some of the fast stuff. But I am in fact Bullfrog. No one is going to stop me. And as you can see here, I have Bloodhound Step on a few things because sometimes you need an actual dodge. And here I'm just like trying to find the calm down. So in addition to little utility things like Bloodhound Step and Stormblade for chasing down foes, area control is also just a huge part of one of these heavy roll hyper armor builds, like Horaloo Earthshaker here on the top of the elevator. Little bit mean, but I'll show later, it's really hard fighting two guys with a heavy rolling build, just because once they start to stun you, you just can't really roll out of it. So this is going to be another example of good area control and burst damage. The Zweihander is awesome. Colossals have really good hyper armor, the damage reduction is good, and also you can put some pretty nasty burst Ashes of War on them. As I said, I was using the Zweihander and immediately changed over to the Watchdog Greatsword because it looks really cool, and I have Waves of Darkness on it. So right now I'm just kind of waiting for the host and their phantom to jump on down, and always, because this is Elden Ring, assume that there is at least one friend with the host at all times. And as you can see, Waves of Darkness is just really good burst, really good hyper armor, fitting the theme of this character very well. Apparently, with all of the frog builds I make, when it's more of just like a generic theme rather than like a cosplay. Yeah, here I try and startle them with Earthshaker, because this is a solo Taunter's Tongue host. I don't know it at the time, because I think this is the first of the second invasion that I went right back for, because I saw that they got that hunter, and then they're going to get another hunter really soon afterwards. Omens are sometimes helpful, sometimes not. Yeah, because as you can see, there's another guy. It's really hard for me to just like roll twice and get out of there. So thankfully, the only, like, I do have a roll to get out of the lion's claw, and then there they just overshot me. So, like, you can work with this, but it is not easy. And sometimes you just need a little bit of Stormblade spam to just get things taken care of. Yeah, I think it was Invasion number 2, maybe, where they got like a... Oh yeah, no, there's the second blue. And as you can see, like, I'm not able to escape out of it very quickly with rolls, and the combination of the double colossal sword twin blade, it's like one of them can stagger me really fast and the other one can break my hyper armor, because colossals pretty much break everything. I can't really roll out of the madness there. I can't get away to heal. It's just I try and use the dagger to there, but yeah, sometimes you just sometimes it's just rough if you're doing a heavy roll build. However, like I said earlier, you can use Bloodhound Step and some other things to just like help alleviate the problem if you're doing a deliberate heavy roll thing. Because as you can see here, there are two guys, both using pretty fast weapons, and yeah, with the poise changes to being primarily hyper armor, pretty much if you're not, whatever you get hit with, if you're not in hyper armor frames, you're going to get at least a little bit staggered, and that just makes things difficult. And you can't really, or at least the best of my knowledge, is that you can't really Bloodhound Step out of something. You have to roll first, because I don't know how the Ash of War frames and everything work, but it's yeah, it's interesting. But there, as you can just see, they didn't have a ton of vigor, but Bloodhound Step's Y-hander really helped, and as you saw, I just got bursted down by the other guy because of blood loss greatswords. So it's yeah, and here I just know that they're Mimic Veiled because I know that those objects aren't there, because I have a ridiculous amount of time in Elden Ring, because I love this game. And so, as you can see, like the upsides of this build, in also just like the general hyper armor playstyle, is you can trade into a lot of stuff and be winning the trade. So as long as you're managing your resources better and like using your health kind of as like an expendable tool, I guess, and like as long as you're winning the health game, then you like it's really fun. But you have to be very aware of your positioning, because if you start getting it, like Elden Ring already has a little bit of a blender hit stun problem. Like, that's just how it works. It's not necessarily like a problem, but it's really easy to get blendered and by two guys who can't hit each other. So when you're heavy rolling, that makes the problem worse. And knowing that these guys are not super aggressive, so I can't really just like get in there and get out, because they're just kind of backing away from me if ever I advance, and we're in an open field, so that kind of sucks. So I have to be very careful with throwing pots and trying to use carrion retaliation to get little glint blades in order to damage the host and phantom, because there I noticed the host doesn't have a ton of health. I'm playing this one at rune level 60, so you have the opportunity to have like 1400 vigor, or not 1400 vigor, like 40 vigor and 1450 health. So like there's and especially since you can invade up to like the 80 bracket, and I ran into some 80 bonfire duelists, and the one I'm thinking of I'm not showing here because I'll admit, I got salty and I switched over to Briar Frog, and yeah, knowing knowing me in arcane builds, you can guess that that went much better for me than a heavy rolling build against someone with power stance straight swords. But as you can see, with clever spell parrying and just Stormblade range dash of war, you can still take down some less aggressive foes, even if you are using a silly heavy rolling build that just wants to stand in people's faces. And here I have a giant troll, and that guy has a great shield and is also over level and has Vikes. So here I have the Executioner's Axe because it has a 115 crit multiplier, and that's why I also have kick on it, because you can break stance and also get really good damage because of the riposte damage buff in patch 1.10. I know I'm just talking about it like I've been playing since like 1.05, so forgive me if I'm just going to keep referencing different patch numbers throughout all of this. But sometimes there are like really major changes, because like the riposte damage you do is ridiculous. Like misericorde pretty much one-shots almost all the time, and like, that did a ridiculous amount of damage to this guy, like almost 600, where my normal attacks are not doing a ton because this guy's wearing heavy armor and is over leveled for 60, and I only have like a plus 12 weapon. So that doing that much damage is absolutely crazy. And here we go, just bam, work done. Shield poking is obsolete. Like it used to be crazy before, but now with the buffs to kick and riposte damage, it is very bad against someone who is experienced with PvP. So yeah, and yeah, so like with that, you just gotta manage your space, get in there, break their guard, and there you go. And oh yeah, I was gonna try and do some Trolls Roar shenanigans to knock them off the ledge before they were ready. However, as you can see, two guys with weapons that can stun me, I just have to immediately bail on the surprise strategy. However, Stormblade is not my only source of range. There is this wonderful weapon called the Jar Cannon. And like the hand ballista, it shoots giant explodey bolts that can go through floors and knock people down into all of these knights and explosive barrels. So even though I was not doing well in the two original 2v1, I just knocking them off the ledge and getting all the knights, I was able to separate them, scatter, and capitalize on it. And here, just in the final clip, like as you can see, like this is a fun exercise. This is like doing two-handed strength hyper armor is solid. Just don't, like, if you're trying to be more optimal and not just being very silly and want to have a little bit more fun, just do medium load, don't over equip yourself, and just manage things. But it's just fun to just stand in someone's face with an axe when they've got their pokey stick with some range stuff on it, and just keep backing them up into the corner. Because like you saw where the host was originally, I know that we changed sides a little bit, but I have like not stopped moving forward this invasion. And I think that is really cool that because of the hyper armor, I've just been able to maintain aggressive momentum throughout this whole invasion. And even just like with heavy rolling, like I'm just eating all of his attacks. It's just so much fun to be the bullfrog, just charge forward and have a great time, just back them into a door. Yeah, have a great day, everybody. See ya.